Ladies and gentlemen, Jazz Borgonzo here. What's next? This morning, there have been a number of stories that have come on my feed, and unfortunately, due to time restraints, I can't hit all of them. But some are very important. When it comes to the packing of the Supreme Court, it was just announced, surprisingly, well, actually, it's no surprise to anyone. Anybody who watched the 2020 election last year knew that the Democrats were talking about it, packing the Supreme Court from day one. Turns out the Democrats has just decided to try to push a bill through that's circulating through Congress in regards to adding an additional 4 members to the Supreme Court, basically making the Supreme Court worthless. But then again, this is what you have when you have a dementia-ridden president, when you have a moronic Congress, and when you have idiots running the asylum. No surprise. But, like I said, it's another story for another day. We're going to talk about today, it's basically in the same realm regarding the voting process. For those who are unfamiliar, Georgia recently just passed a bill. Governor signed it into law, Governor Kemp, basically tweaking the voting rules, shall we say, to fix, to tweak, to correct the situation from 2020. So that way in upcoming future elections, as in the 22 and the 24 election, we will not have to deal with all the shenanigans, the indiscrepancies, the nonsense that was 2020, which led to President dementia. But leave it to HollyWoke to stick their nose in where they, not say they don't belong, because they really don't know pretty much what the hell they're talking about. But let's take a look. This comes out of Yahoo, out of Variety, to be exact. Hollywood stars entertainment companies signed open letter condemning Georgia voting restrictions. Fortune 500 companies, A-list movie stars. Really? Filmmakers, corporate heavyweights came out swinging on April 14th, condemning Georgia's new voting restrictions in an open letter that was printed in the Washington Post and New York Times. Washington Post, Bezos owned, worthless. New York Times, worthless. The hundreds of signatories, including the likes of Netflix, Amazon, Viacom, CBS, Starbucks, Facebook, UTA, the same UTA that fired Gianna Carano, that UTA, as well as celebrities such as Rooney Mara, don't know, George Clooney, Mark Ruffalo, clown, Larry David, 60s clown, Josh Gad, another clown, Lee Daniels, George Lucas, kind of surprising, Lin-Manuel Miranda, DiCaprio, Lovato, the one who thinks that, men can have kids. Ooh, wow. I'm not going to go that entire list because it just, it makes you cringe. It is a cringe-worthy list. Quote, for American democracy to work for any of us, we must ensure the right to vote for all of us, which is in the Constitution if you didn't know. The statement also reads, voting is the lifeblood of our democracy. We're not a democracy. We're a republic that has voter representation that votes Democrat. Gosh, man, it's like beating your head against the wall when you go up against these knuckleheads. We call upon Americans to take a nonpartisan stand for this basic and most fundamental rights of all Americans. Hate to tell you, bud, voting rights are not being stripped. They're being tweaked because of the whole mail-in balloting debacle that caused this nonsense. That's why. The open letter was organized by former American Express CEO Kenneth Chenault and Merck CEO Kenneth Frazier, and emerged out of a meeting that the men hosted with other business leaders over the weekend. The new laws were passed in the wake of former President Donald Trump's unfounded claims of voter fraud in the 2020 presidential election. Well, there were discrepancies, there were irregularities, there were shenanigans going on in 6 other states, but I'm not going to rehash. And after Georgia voted for a Democrat for president for the first time in decades, well, their hands were kind of tied. The rules shortened the duration of absentee voting, required absentee voters to produce identification. Gee, wow, proving who you are. What a concept. Limit the use of drop boxes and make it a crime to hand out free food or water to voters standing in line. That's absolutely bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. All the above, bullshit. Critics maintain these laws target people of color. Again, bullshit. No one, no, not black, white, Hispanic, gay, straight, Asian, no one is denied the right to vote under this law. None. It's called facts. How about you look it up, HollyWoke morons? To suppress the vote, 2 Georgia-based companies have criticized the laws, Delta and Coca-Cola, and did not sign the open letter. Of course not. Why? Because Delta and Coke, who decided to go woke, got roasted because of the stupidity that came out of those 2 companies. Georgia has become a major production hub for Hollywood and film television project flocking to the Peach State. Lured by generous tax incentives, on Monday, one of those projects, Emancipation, a thriller about escaped slave that will star Will Smith and directed by Antoine Fuqua, announced it will not shoot in Georgia because of the new voting laws. This is the same state, Georgia, that a few years ago, Kemp signed the heartbeat bill, which is similar to the Alabama law that was signed by their governor. And of course, HollyWoke got, they got all angry. They clutched their pearls. Their panties got in a bunch. You know, their soy milk went bad. Because, we can't do this because, you want to protect life. Again, what a novel concept. Innocent human life being protected. Oh. But yet, 3 years after Kemp signed that bill into law, HollyWoke still films in Georgia. So all that, I'm going to huff and puff and blow that house down, turned into squat. And this will go down the same route because when it comes down to it, the bottom line is for HollyWoke is about the green. And that's all they give a damn about. They don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about your principles. They don't give a damn about squat. As long as they make the green, as long as you go to the theaters to see them. Oh, that's right. You can't go to the movie theaters anymore because, pandemic. But once again, HollyWoke just shows how stupid and moronic they are. But then again, it's Hollywood. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. You want to see more videos just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, hit that subscription button, slam that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.